And then known in the industry, it really helps you. Often, you know, some of my colleagues, they'll be writing, they have a blog, and then the news outlets, the news media picks up that they have an expertise in a particular area, and so then Wall Street Journal's calling so-and-so to get their opinion about whatever, you know, the new Facebook regulations or whatever it is that you blog about. Stay top of mind. I really feel like in my primitive use, although I think I am pretty active, but I am by no means, you know, as I said, an expert. I mean, like, I primarily am a lawyer, not like social media stuff, but I feel like it's really helped me inform my friends and my family and like my colleagues from all my schooling about what I'm doing, where I'm going, who's hiring me, and it has translated into business for me. It really has. I mean, so-and-so's brother who's starting a business, and it's just amazing for me. It says get word of mouth marketing because, you know, and they say Facebook is probably one of the most powerful tools because the people there are your friends and family, and that word of mouth is, you know, the #1 source of marketing for your business. And then it says connects you to the clients. I think so as well. Some clients, if I think they're good clients, I do let them in on my Facebook page, so then they do know about my family and that kind. You know, that's not often though. I'll say that.
Salene, before we leave it, can I say something about LinkedIn, especially for
Yeah.
Is, probably 8 months ago, I decided we're going to go to a new market, and I don't know anybody in this market, so I got on LinkedIn. Actually, when they went public, I started figuring out what LinkedIn really does. Yeah. So I put in the zip code of this market, 20-mile radius, and on a Saturday for about 2-3 hours, I went through everybody's profile in that market, and I put their names over in a spreadsheet, and it had to have a picture, and it looked like they really would be a possible, they would start out as an associate of ours and then an equity partner. So I really got to be sure about this. I'm getting ready now finally to write letters to these 18 people and say, are you interested in working with us and possibly an equity partner? And it's a market that I would have been totally thrown in the dark to find anyone. So, and I do see a lot of students more and more. It's smart. These students put a profile, put a nice professional picture up. Professional picture is dressed well, standing against the wall. I mean, it doesn't have to be fancy. But really going into your people are going to be looking for you.
I have one of my resources. I have 6 Ps of the big 3, and for the students that are in the room. And it's the 6 Ps, and I go through it here, of how to use the Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook to get a job. And it was written by a friend of mine, Amanda Ellis. She was a legal recruiter. And I think it is such a great example, even for a business person, to just read it and how to basically use these tools. But for students, if you're looking for a job and you want in an aggressive way to get a job, and doing something that you love, then how to do it. And it's at the end of the slide. And I say that a lot to the law students too, because it's a tough legal market for law students here. It's like, okay, you don't have a job, so put up a blog, start, you know, building your expertise and credibility about some subject matter, so that you can, when you're in that interview, be like, look, here's what, you know, look at my LinkedIn profile.
You think unleash that, because what, 5 years ago you sent a resume that's going to end up in a pile.
Yeah.
It's such a great world now.
Yeah, and that's true. This is my second slide about the perks. I said it was a modern Rolodex. Networking with strangers prior to an event. That was the hashtag I had here. So feel free to send out a tweet about this event right now. You will get a prize. No, I'm kidding. But access to like-minded. I have done that though too, where people are at the presentation and twice, where I've sent out some tweets and then all of a sudden, like, they're pulling me up on the screen because I tweeted about it, and you know, and they did a search for the hashtag, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's me. But access to like-minded persons, people that, like, even on a personal level, I mean, if you love pugs, which I love, like pug lovers, like, you can find networks of people that love pugs on Twitter. You just search for pug, and you'll see in their profiles, love pugs. I mean, it's just an incredible tool to figure out that tribe that Seth Godin was talking about, these tribes of people that you want to be a part of, or that are going to pay for your product or your service, and tapping into that and seeing what they're reading and doing. I use it a lot to promote events, to inform about things that I'm going to and attending, and then real-time updates on changes in the legal or business landscape, gain better research regarding prospective clients, competitors, and adversaries, a depository for information to share with clients via several media. The benefits for a business, so it says attract new stakeholders, new clients, new people who support your business, referral sources, people that are going to send you business, new partners, as Les was talking about, people that might want to align with you in your business as a partner, new investors, lenders, believe it or not. I mean, they're on Twitter. If you're looking for capital to raise, they're going to look and see what your business is putting out there. And you want to have control over what's put out there. Connect, participate with customer communities. Create a buy-in and a loyalty. And retail, I focused on retail for about a decade. As a bankruptcy lawyer, I did a lot of retail bankruptcies, particularly with the credit freeze and the distressed economy. A lot of retail companies going under. And I feel like social media for retail and restaurants, there's certain industries that are really, I mean, you got to be in there. It depends on your industry, but I think you really got to have some type of presence. And like with a buy-in and a loyalty for a brand of clothing. I mean, and for IKEA, for example, I have a cool video I want you to see. It says the multiplier effects of fan communities and IKEA. Develop relationships through the community, gather information regarding specialists, the end users and competitors, and then exhibit unknown aspects of the business. Maybe a business is involved in certain charities or supports a charity and people don't even know it. Somehow give a glimpse into the corporate culture, provide a glimpse into the personal lives of the owners, reveal behind the scenes. I was doing, for that fashion company, I was doing searches on what their competitors were doing, and they were doing behind the scenes videos of how to design an outfit that the client that I was talking about, they had their clothes in Anthropologie stores. It was a children's wear line just this last Christmas. And I'm like, you gotta get out there on social media. People, and it was a high-end line, and so people don't. Why pay $100 for a sweater for a kid if it doesn't have some other additional meaning to you? So I'm like, you got to get out there and convey that meaning and why what inspired you. It says provide glimpses into the personal lives of the owners. And I have a video here. It's social media catastrophes of 2011. It'll be interesting to see how many of you guys can name before I run the video. But one of them, I'll say, was it was GoDaddy.com, the CEO. I don't know if any of you saw that, but he killed an elephant in Africa. He was like hunting or something, and he tweets this picture of him standing on this dead elephant. And GoDaddy, I mean, it was this outrage. I mean, about animal rights and all the people that use GoDaddy, and it was horrendous. So, and I was listening through YouTube on my way up here. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it, but I was listening to it as I was driving. I had it just playing on the side like the radio, and it was about CEOs and their personal accounts. And even though they own the business, they're running the business. Like, what are they putting out there that would harm the brand? So, it's interesting. Benefits for the business. Promote your overarching goal of your business. Increase awareness of a product or service. Describe the experience by actual customers. I think less for your business. I think testimonials of relatives who...
Yeah, we hear, like Valley Hospital. You heard the best stuff in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that type of... I mean, each specific business has... There's different strategies. And, a brainstorming session for each different one. Because if you're going to be on there, and Katie was telling me, because she in her business, they have a class on social media in business school, and she's like, if you're going to be on there, don't just put a bunch of junk out there, be very strategic about it. It says describe the experience by actual customers, police the reputation and the brand, post and fill job descriptions. That's something we're going to go back to, but has anyone ever responded to a job description online, like through Craigslist, or posted it? To find, a lot of people are like, yeah, I found my secretary through Craigslist or whatever. More and more people are doing it, Monster.com, and there's all those sites as well. But and it works, it can work. But there's also a lot of, you have to be very careful about what that description says. So as, and if you're Googling a potential applicant and you find out that they're a white, African American or something like that, and you have to be very careful about doing that, because then subsequently that person can say, hey, you discriminated against me in the hiring process. It's something, but then conversely, if there's somebody that's a criminal out there that has a bunch of statements on their Facebook page, which is public, which 74% of Facebook profiles, at least that was the last statistic, are public, which actually stuns me. Because, I don't know, people are writing whatever and other people are reading it, but say, that potential job candidate puts all this crazy stuff about how they steal or whatever, and then you didn't find that out, then there could be cause of action for negligent hiring. I mean, it's like you're both ways. You're kind of screwed if you do, screwed if you don't. It says promote business special events and sales. A lot of times businesses they're about to have a major sale, so they'll have like a week-long. Katie was saying an ideal campaign should be about a week long, and you're sending out all these tweets, videos, or whatever about that event, and gearing up to it, creating a buzz. She kept saying a buzz, and so it says expand your target market globally. On this note, I mean, when I had my own practice, my most lucrative client was a woman who was a commercial landlord for a Harley-Davidson company in Spokane, Washington. I never met her. It was an enormous account for me. It was a bankruptcy court across the country, and I never actually had to appear in court. They did all telephonic hearings. I mean, that's amazing. It's particularly for West Virginia. And I'm living in Weirton now, and I'm like, the world is huge. I mean, it's not the four corners of your office on Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, with the internet, it depends on your business, of course, but I mean, and that was probably, for me, it was a $20,000 account. And that was huge. And so anyway, with Skype, I mean, Skype, you don't have to, I just had a Skype call with Katie yesterday, actually. It says open opportunities for news mentions, reciprocal promotion of businesses, and then fundraising. If you're a nonprofit, are there any nonprofits in the room? Oh, some nonprofits, okay. There's this thing, it's called Kickstarter.com, and there people use this Kickstarter. It's like creating these campaigns to fundraise for a particular cause. And I had a friend who was in a band in Chicago. She's in a band, and they needed $5,000 to fundraise to be recorded, to actually make a record or something like that. And so I kept getting these emails, and people, $10, $20 here, and you can be very creative about the fundraising, but that's just another way. And people can share it through Facebook. My friend Erin had shared it through Facebook, and everybody and her followers. Oh, here we go. Here's the IKEA video. This is cool. Is that a cool video? What do you guys think of that?
Amazing.
I like how they created an individual. So instead of just IKEA, instead of IKEA, it's Gordon, whatever his name was. You saw his wife, you saw his baby, humanizing this big brand, and then utilizing this incredible power, this viral effect of his profile to push their product. And just sort of living the brand of like cool, young, these cool studios or whatever, and just it caught like wildfire.